Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 3 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news that Congressman Don Davis is in the East today visiting a Kinston Health Center as the government shutdown continues. He was there this morning where he updated his staff on the ongoing government shutdown. Now he is there to extend the Community Health Center Fund and other healthcare related matters during his visit. Davis sent a letter calling on House leadership to include a full extension of Community Health Center Fund in any agreement to reopen the government. Now his letter, addressed to Speaker Mike Johnson and Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, emphasizes the critical roles such as facilities play, especially in rural and economically distressed communities. Now, Davis was in Goldsboro last week where he discussed government shutdown and his hope for a resolution. The federal government shut down at midnight on October 1st after lawmakers failed to pass new funding bills. And that shutdown has continued now for 3 full weeks. Speaking of the shutdown, we now want to turn our attention to food banks that are receiving again added stress as federal workers are struggling to put food on the table as their paychecks have been paused. Now, NBC's Megan McGrath has more.
So as this government shutdown drags on, federal workers are really starting to feel the effects. Some of them are now beginning to go without paychecks or full paychecks, eventually no paychecks at all. And that means things like putting food on the table for your family, that is starting to get difficult. Now that's where the Capital Area Food Bank comes in. Starting on the 21st, they're going to be doing some special distributions, free food distributions for federal workers. Now, joining me is Radha Mathia, CEO of the Capital Area Food Bank. Talk about what's happening here today, because you're seeing a real need, federal workers who need some help.
That's right. We've seen an increase in the number of federal government workers and contractors over the course of this year. And now, in addition, we're seeing those impacted by this furloughs and the federal government shutdown. And what we do know is when you go more than 2 weeks and a missed paycheck, so many families go from a place of financial sustainability to financial strain. And so they need some additional help in putting food on their tables.
So what are you all going to be doing? You're going to have some distribution places.
We are. We've got 5 different partners that are helping us with extra distributions specifically targeted to those affected by the shutdown, so federal workers and contractors. And they're across the DMV in areas where we know there's a high density of lower income federal government workers and contractors.
What will they get?
Sure, they'll be getting a box of shelf-stable items as well as a box of fresh produce and some protein. And so those together will provide nutritious food for the family that will help them at least with their nutritional needs.
And it's all free? What do they have to show in order to pick up the food?
It's absolutely free. All they have to do is show up at these partner sites and show an active ID. So something that indicates they're with the federal government or a contractor, and they'll be able to avail of a box of shelf-stable and a box of produce and protein.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. Now, this is all getting underway. On Tuesday, the 21st, you have to pick up the food. Again, show your ID. There are several different locations all around the DMV, Hyattsville, Bethesda, Beltsville, DC, Alexandria. You can go to our website for more details on where to go to pick up the food. Back to you.
And now we want to turn our attention to your weather forecast. It's been a beautiful day today. Want to take a look outside through our Washington cam right now. Beautiful, beautiful blue sunny skies overlooking the Pamlico River. Want to give a hello to Mike and Janice tuning in from Washington. Hopefully you're having an amazing Friday. In New Bern, we've got the Neuse River showing 66 degrees, a little bit more of a breeze along the Neuse River. Right now, 13-mile-an-hour sustained winds along the Neuse. Dew points down in the mid-30s, and that's going to allow air temperatures to fluctuate a little bit more over the next 24 hours than if we had a little bit more humidity in the atmosphere. Right now, current air temperatures reading generally in the mid-60s. We do have some areas that have made it into the upper 60s, 68 degrees right now in Kenansville, Kinston, along with Stumpy Point, 67 in Jacksonville, as well as Rocky Mount. Overall, though, this is a cooler than average day, and for most areas, a little bit cooler than where we were yesterday. Now, of course, I'm splitting hairs here. We're really only about 1 or 2 degrees cooler than where we were yesterday, but I'm counting it. I am counting it. Northerly winds. This is the last day of the northerly winds. We'll be seeing more of a southwesterly wind coming in tomorrow morning. Tonight, the winds will go light to calm, and that will again lead to those winds being able to swing around to the south and really bring in a little bit more heat. But today, clearly, the northerly winds are remaining intact and not really showing any signs of relaxation until we get that sun over the horizon and set. For now, that area of high pressure is going to keep a lot of that southwesterly wind from getting too strong really overnight. In fact, as that high moves overhead, our winds are going to go flat calm, and then as that high moves off our coast is when we really start to feel more of that southwesterly breeze. But then, of course, your attention, rightly so, gets drawn off to the west. We've got encroaching showers on the mountains by the time we wake up Sunday morning, but those showers will be here by the time we reach Sunday evening into Sunday night. Now, we're not looking at the same amount of showers. There it's looking a little bit intense. The mountains are going to do a really good job of soaking up a lot of that moisture, but we will still end up with about a quarter to maybe half an inch of rain. Now, Hugo, I do apologize. I wish I knew Spanish. I know you are asking for me to give a forecast in Spanish. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Someday I will be good enough to, again, do the forecast in Spanish. But for now, I apologize. Lo siento. But again, Rain coming up late Sunday. The rest of the weekend obviously looking very nice and dry. Here's a look at what we've got for the rest of this afternoon. 67 degrees between 3 and 4 p.m. down to the mid 60s by 5, low 60s by 6. And then note the winds going calm at 7. Whenever you've got clear skies and calm winds, it allows your air temperatures to escape through the atmosphere at a faster rate, cooling off a little bit quicker than if we had winds or a little bit more cloud cover. Now, as we head towards midnight, again, you're seeing a little bit of cloud cover try to show up. That will keep air temperatures in the mid to low 40s as we head into tomorrow morning. But it's not the mid 40s that we've got our eyes on. It's more of the mid 70s coming up later on tomorrow afternoon that I'm sure is putting some smiles on some chilly faces, or at least earlier this morning, they were for chilly faces. We've got 73 degrees planned by 2, 75 at 3, 76 at 4, and then we'll start to cool gradually back down again as we head towards 5, 6, and 7 p.m. Saturday night. But it will be staying warmer than where we're going to be later on this evening. Also, again, want to highlight the fact that coming up Sunday, we've got, again, about a quarter to half an inch of rain expected Sunday night. Not really going to impact us during the day. We'll see cloud cover start to return to the forecast, or at least return to eastern North Carolina skies as we head into your Sunday afternoon to Sunday evening. But those drops should hold off until we get to around sunset, maybe even a little bit later. But we could end up with some lingering showers along the coast on Monday morning. Tuesday, back up into the mid 70s, and then we cool off as a dry front rolls in Tuesday night into Wednesday, keeping our daytime highs near the 70-degree mark for your Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Even Saturday joining that party as well. Slim chance of rain showing up by the tail end of next week. Well, that's all we have time for today's 3 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. Again, Hugo, I'm going to do what I can to try to accelerate my Spanish learning, because again, I do think that it is valuable, and it everybody, whether you speak English or Spanish, deserves to have a good forecast, and I'm working on it. I appreciate it, your patience with me. But again, we will have more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a fantastic Friday, and if I don't see you at 4, hopefully have an even better weekend.